think that I got the class. I think I have the class recorded from a different platform. Let me double check. It's working fine on the YouTube. It's working fine on the YouTube. It's damn sure the TikTok. You know, 20 minutes late because of this. I was actually here since 7:30. It's crazy. Like I was literally here since 7:30. Yes. It's crazy. I apologize for this inconvenience. I apologize. This is wow. This is wild. Connections. Triple. Well, anyway, hmm, strange. In any event, let's go over. I figured it out. Appreciate. Okay, cool. Gotta go record a key by Nag. Okay. Hello, E. Do you still have a coupon code for the director for that ETF 50K accounts? Um, I'm unsure if that coupon code will work. Well, I mean, like the work, but like I'm unsure like if they're still running that same sale. The code should still work, whatever it was last time. But I gotta double check up on that, and then I'll DM you. Just as a matter of fact, shoot me a DM for a reminder. Just say, hey, coupon code for ETF 50K. Double check up on that for me. So like, just shoot that to me so that I can have that as a reminder in my inbox after class, and then I'm gonna make sure that I try and find the best deal for you. Always up. I got you. All right, guys. We gotta get right to it. So no delaying in regards to the class. We gave everybody enough time in order for them to join for the class here. Um, hmm, let's see. So yeah, look at the market green shirt. They gathered down and now they're shooting and squeezing everybody out. They're like they're short on bad news. Scammers. In any event, um, so the main topic that we're gonna go over today for this class, and then this class is gonna be up for questions for sure. It's gonna be a question-oriented class. So I want you guys to send whatever it is that you think that you're struggling with inside here, and then I'll try and address it on the fly. Okay? But the primary topic that we're getting ready to go over is this for this class. We're getting ready to go over this right here. Let's see what we got. Join up class, yo. I'm here, Chilo. Not an order blood. Okay. How to overcome the feeling of failure when you miss the mark. That's what we'll talk about, dang, for sure. I'll add that. Okay, so we got two main topics to cover. The first one is this. Where's it at? Identifying market structure and when to best pair FEGs with them, as in look for BISIs in buy-side delivery to aid in the pursuit of buy-side, and SIBIs in sell-side delivery to aid in sell-side liquidity. At the end of the day, you're taking a trade to try to target liquidity, period. Support and resistance is not really support and resistance. As we've seen, they don't care about those things. Your primary job is to take a trade and then to be aligned with the market wherever they are trying to go fill orders at. That is it. That is all trading is. You cannot align yourself with the market and then be opposite of where they're trying to go fill orders. Because if you are opposite of where they're trying to go fill orders, then you will not win. So like, let me turn this music down a little bit. Hold on. Is the music fine, Discord, or no? Discord, is the music fine or is it too loud?
Yeah, music fine.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
cool.
good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you cannot do anything opposite. Thanks for the feedback. You cannot do anything opposite of where they're trying to go fill orders. I don't care what trading strategy that you're talking about. So you cannot do that. So that needs to be understood, okay? So to make your job easier, your strategy needs to align with whatever that they're trying to do to go fill orders. If you have an immediate term trading strategy, as in something that's like 5, 10 minutes or 15 minutes or less, you need to look at your average trade length and do research on it yourself. That's immediate term. If you're talking about an intraday trade strategy that can span in an hour, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, potentially intraday, then it needs to align with what they're trying to do on an intraday basis. If your trading strategy is multi-day, then it needs to align on a multi-day time frame. You need to be sized accordingly. It is literally just that simple. But it better be aligned with where they're trying to go fill orders, or else you're going to get cooked. So like if you saw this bearishness dump down into here and you was not paying attention to what I explicitly said this morning when I sent it out and I said you need to be on alert because they're going to do some weird shit on open. On Monday's open, it is Monday's open right now. And then you shorten this because you're not paying attention and you're not paying attention that they're trying to come up over here into the zone to sweep this liquidity and you're going against this, then that's a problem. You're not paying attention to intraday market structure. Like you may have been able to short this and then maybe get 20, 30 ticks in like 1 or 2 minutes. But you're not paying attention to intraday market structure in regards to what the hell it is that they're trying to do. For sure, once they eclipse this high right over here, this would have told you that this is a bullish market structure in the immediate term, and you need to not been trading immediately like this and trying to swing this. This is not good. But if you short this right here, for example, and you trying to trade intraday, and like if you don't mind waiting 4, 5, 6 hours and you're sized accordingly for that, then that's a different story. Because then they'll probably pull it back down over here. But right now, that's not where they're trying to go. This market is immediate term bullish. So there's a difference. Hold on, let me sip some water. I have my water right here. Starting to get a little bit of a headache. Hold on. So with that being said, sorry about that. So with that being said, like you have to understand that. So before we can even proceed, you need to at least admit that. Anything else, you are going to lose. No amount of money that you have could force this market to do what it's not going to do. That's why I don't mind telling people how to read and how to trade and how to trade, because it's not going to change how much money I make. At the end of the day, what else? At the end of the day, guys, we're getting ready to forward test current market structure. This is a very important test. As a matter of fact, I might actually incorporate this test in all of the classes going forward. They'll probably get a little bit shorter, but however, in any event, We're getting ready to test current market structure based off of previous trade ideas here. And based off of previous trade ideas that I personally took, personally. Okay? And I don't want to do something over like the last 2 or 3 days. I want to do something. I want to do something. I want to do something. So we're gonna go from the top down here. We're going to go from the top down here. We're going to go from the top down. We're going to go on an intraday basis. Hold on, let me double check this. Yes. Okay. We're going to go from the top down, and I'm not going to give anyone any hints here. Let me check Discord real quick. Okay. Okay. This one right here might not be a super crystal clear to everybody. It might not be a super crystal clear, but nevertheless, I'm going to attempt this. You need to look at this market structure right here. Let me delete this stuff because people might like start to look at these gammas and the FEGs. That's not the purpose of this lesson. You need to look at this market structure right here. And I want everyone inside Discord to let me know right here, right now. Are we in multi-day buy-side delivery, or are we in multi-day, as in like more than like 3 or 4 days? Sell-side delivery program right now. What are we in? Right here, right now. What are we in? Discord, like I need to know. Multi-day buy-side delivery, or are we in based off of what you're seeing right here? As well as TikTok, y'all can let me know too. Multi-day buy-side or multi-day sell-side delivery? Buy-side, multi-day sell, Dang says. What else? Sell. Okay. Alan says sell. Okay. Cool, Alan. Cool. Okay, what you got? I'm going to say sell. Okay, inside Discord says. Okay. Who else? It's very important that you try to participate because this is a free mentorship. But don't treat it as though it's free. Just because I'm not charging you for it inside Discord, just because everything is a flat rate. This will help expedite your learning curve. If you had children, or if you were paying for school, would you want to sit inside the back of the class, even though that you were paying $30,000, $40,000 a semester to learn from an instructor? You're not going to get the most out of it. Sell. Okay, guys, listen. Perfect. I was just waiting for the answer to come through. I want to see what Dean has to say. Sell. I don't know. I think we're in a range. I'm talking about, okay, so what's the range telling you? It's either going to be buy side or sell side. Not unless we're literally just going like sideways like this, just straight sideways, which we're not really necessarily doing because we have a high and we have a low point here. I switched to the hourly candles to make it a little bit more clear. 15-minute was very confusing. Yeah, these are 1 hour candles. These are not minute candles. These are 1 hour candles. So from here to here is like 2 days. Multi-day is like 3 or 4 days. Buy side. Wrong. I'm going to let y'all know right now. We are in multi-day sell-side delivery program. We are in multi-day sell-side delivery program. You want to know why? Because we went like this. Guys, it's a lot more simpler than you think it is. We were in multi-day sell-side delivery program here when we were doing this. When we eclipsed here, we broke into multi-day buy-side delivery program. So the market went higher, and then it formulated this that I'm actually still waiting on us to eclipse, actually. And then we went lower, and then this right here became the protected low. So this right here became the protected low here. And then we shot up over here, and then we came back. And so essentially speaking, and then once we eclipsed this right here was for sure confirmed. So we're still targeting this, but this right here was confirmed whenever we took this out. So technically speaking, this right here should be the protected low now. We eclipsed this on a multi-day basis. So let me show you. Let's slow it down here a little bit. Let's slow it down a little bit more. On a multi-day basis, when we made this new high over here in like this sequence, because we're trying to target this high, right? The market went like this. When we eclipsed this low right over here from the pre-market trading plan that I gave earlier as well, once we eclipsed this low over here, this market became extremely bearish. That's why like every time we gap up, we keep on selling off and we keep randomly dumping. This market's in a sell side delivery program. That's why it's doing this. But however, like if you break it down like this, right, you can just look at it on like a simple term. We made this low, we came here. Technically speaking, we should have eclipsed this high. We did not. The market then on a multi-day basis dumped and not only took out this low, but we took out this low. Whenever we took out this low, we started coming lower, and then we made this series. Like this is essentially one move still. And now, on a multi-day basis, like 2 or 3 days, like we're coming up over here into the zone. So technically speaking, we can still like anywhere over here in this zone, this market can still dump and then make it and then make a new low. On a multi-day basis, because this entire sequence started at 12. Tomorrow's the 26th. Like this is the trading session for the 26th. This is like over the course of 2 weeks. This is like a multi-day basis. So that's what I'm specifically referencing here. So this whole move up over here was fake. Like this is just like, that's why guys, every single move up is immediately being sold off. Look, and the market's just randomly gapping down. Now, I'm not saying that they're not trying to fight it. If that, look, guys, like I'm not saying that they're not trying to fight it, but you can tell that you can tell it's a little bit different than when it was all the way up here. So we are in multi-day sell side delivery program. Just keep it in layman's terms. Now, like I don't want to do like the whole song and dance here, and sort of kind of like confuse everybody. But guys, listen, look, like if you break it down on like an intraday basis though, so like if you go to like a 1 minute time frame, and if you go to like an intraday basis, shit, we just took out this low too. So shit, on an intraday basis, shit, we're in sell side delivery too. Because look, like if you go to a 3 minute time frame, look, like if you go to a 3 minute time frame, look, we came here, we made this low, we popped this, and then we took this out over here. So technically speaking, this is the protected low. We came down over here, we gapped up, and then the market, and then right after that, the market immediately shot back up. And then it came lower, shot back up. New high. Higher low. Shot up or whatever, but like we never still eclipsed this low. We came lower, like all of this over here is fake, just weird ass time distortion, then we made a new high. So as it stands right now, like we're in buy side delivery program. And now from Friday to now, we dumped all the way down into here. So as it stands right now on an intraday basis, this market has shifted its code. It's bearish. So like tomorrow, you need to be on alert here. So like on an intraday basis, like if your trade is going to last anything more than 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, you need to be on alert because just look at how it shifted here. It's different than when it was over here. This is an intraday basis sell side delivery program. If you look at it like this, look, low, high. It's not higher than this high. Dump, this low is lower than this low, lower low. High right here is not higher than this high. We stopped it here on purpose. It's trying to hunt sell side. New low over here. Came here, well, maybe it's a new low, maybe it's not. But however, they were just goofing around, right? Came here, bounced a little bit, and then we made a new low. It shifted whenever we took out this high over here. And now it's in buy side delivery program on an intraday basis. On an intraday basis, whenever we took out this right over here, you did not even consider shorts, like at all. And I think that I alerted everybody inside Discord with this because I think this was like the day before some weird ass event or something like that. I can't remember. But this right here is exactly when the code of the market shifted. And then we just started hunting buy side on an intraday basis. And so we shot up over here and made a new high on Friday, and then we dumped. as of today. When we took out this low, we are now in an intraday sell side delivery program. What does that mean? That means that if we bounce anywhere in this zone right over here, like you need to be on high alert because we can stop at any point and then do this, and it will still suit this model right here in a sell side delivery program model. You understand what I'm saying? Does that lesson right there make sense before I move forward on an intraday basis inside Discord? I need at least like one or two people to at least say yes, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
So on an intraday basis, we are in sell side delivery program. Intraday is like more than like a few hours. Immediate term is different. Immediate term, we are in immediate term right now. This market is in buy side delivery program. Why are you shorting this in immediate term? Hey, bro, what the hell do you mean by immediate intraday and then multi-day? Look, immediate term, look, high, low, higher high, lower low, higher high, lower low, higher high. So essentially speaking, until we eclipse here or here for sure, why the hell are you trying to short this market? For why? Like, are we not paying attention to immediate term structure? So like if you short this on 10 minis and you only got 15, 20 ticks before you blow your account, why are you doing that?
You cooked.
You're going to get cooked. So exactly, just like our Phantom said, look, this market is an immediate term buy side delivery program. This algorithm is processing price on so many different time frames, but people just don't understand the trades that they're entering into.
Isn't that the premium too? It's not in discount right now. It's been trading in premium.
A premium and a discount is up to interpretation. A premium and a discount can always be up to interpretation, because you could very well say that this is in serious premium right now on a 1 minute time frame. But if I go to a 15-minute time frame on a multi-day
Not
basis,
a 1 minute, a 1 hour. 1 hour, yeah.
on a 1 hour time frame, we barely in premium. Premium on a 1 hour time frame, I probably say it's up here in this zone, or here, or damn here. Down over here is like the discount on a 1 hour time frame. I mean, like just looking at it subjectively. So it depends upon whatever time frame you're looking at. So premium can definitely be, premium and discount to me is similar to support and resistance. It can be left up to interpretation. That's why like people blow up their accounts all the time, because they're trying to guess support and resistance when the market's going to stop. Because how do you not know that that support or that resistance is going to hold up? It's going to hold true. Like, how do you know that? How do you know that that is actually a solid premium? Because we can go from a higher premium to a higher premium. I've said that numerous times. Because people keep going, damn, some people on TikTok, I keep on blowing up my account, man. Why does it keep squeezing like this? People go, bro, why are we doing this right here? What is that? Bro, I thought that this was premium. I thought this was premium.
No, like when you check it from the low to the high, and you check like the way how ICT does it then.
Yeah, so, but I mean like, but the point that I'm making is there are numerous lows and numerous highs, and there are numerous premiums, and then there are numerous discounts. So I understand what you're saying as far as watching with the ICT, but this right here is like in this sequence, this right here is the high. This right here is a premium. 100% that is a premium. That's why when we got up here, we dumped and we rejected. That is a premium. And then we went from a premium to an intraday premium to an intraday discount on this dump right over here. We flashed up and we dumped back down. And then we shot back up, and then we went to this premium right here. And that's why we tapped here and we rejected, and then they hung it sideways here for like 10 minutes, and they shot it up again to another premium. And they're going from premium to a higher premium, just blowing people's accounts that cannot accept defeat, or that can't figure out why support and resistance is not real. Premium and discount is just like support and resistance. You have to be very careful with that. So, but however, understanding that will stop you from doing something stupid at least. So like, If you're like, bro, we're trying to go to a premium, I'm not going to short this. Then it'll stop you from doing something stupid. Or you're like, are we trying to go to a higher premium? Maybe I shouldn't short this like that. Or, we're up here at a premium. Maybe I shouldn't buy this. That's what I would use premium and discount for. Or, man, I've been in this long position very handsomely. Let me get out of this premium before things start going bad. That's how I would approach premium and discount. I wouldn't just blindly short it or long it off of that because that's just like support and resistance. Premium and discount is just rephrased support and resistance. It's just like, why would you long it at resistance? Why? As in, why would you long it at a discount? Why would you short it at support? Why would you short it at a discount? So they're just rephrased. ICT workings, ICT wordings. Basically almost the same thing. Anyway, let's see what we got. What else do we have? So we're gonna do, well, I had already tipped my hand in regards to intraday buy-side delivery program here. I want everyone over here on this chart right here. This can be left up to interpretation a little bit here. This can be left up to interpretation a little bit here. But I want to know where at on this chart in the immediate term. Why does that candle jump like that? In the immediate term, I need you to look at this chart right here, and I need you to look in the immediate term when this market switched from buy-side delivery program. What's the word, my guy? Just chilling. When this market switched from buy-side delivery program to sell-side delivery program, I need you to let me know. I need you to shoot me a number right over here by looking at my screen. This is very important. You need to be able to identify this, because if you cannot identify this, you will take trades contrary to this and you will get cooked. So it is in your best interest in order for you to identify this like water. Like, you need to be able to look at a chart in the immediate term and go, whoa, we are in immediate sell-side delivery program. I need to be on alert. I'm running a Discord class right now, but it's being recorded. So that's what I'm teaching. I'm teaching right now, this is teaching immediate market structure. This is one of the topics that we're going over inside Discord. I'm teaching immediate term market structure. This is very important for you to know. So like, I need to know a number on this chart over here where we switched from immediate buy-side delivery program, as in we were making a series of higher highs. Well, this is all one move. Higher highs and higher lows. And then we started making a series of lower highs and lower lows. What's a number, Discord? I need a number. Okay. Rack says 770. He says 770. Rack says 770. You said 770. I think that you meant this low over here. I think you mean 760, Rax. That's what I think you mean. Dang says 770. I think he means 760. Jay says 740. Jay says 740. What's that 740? Oh, I think he means right here. I think he means this low right here. Guys, it's going to be a low point. Diego says 821. Diego says 821. I'm assuming that Diego means this low right over here at 805. But that is kind of close. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to say this low right here. When it broke 760, okay, so he says 760. Grant says, yeah, that low I couldn't see that number. Okay. Snoop says 760. Les says 760. Alrighty. RJ says 760. User 18 says 25,200. 25,200. What? How is 25,200 on this chart? What are you looking at? 25,200 isn't even on here. Must have been a typo. I'm talking about literally on the chart that you're looking at right here, right now. So it cannot be 25,200. User 18228284474. 800. 800. 800. I'm assuming that you mean this low right over here at 805. Okay. The answer to this equation can slightly be can slightly be both. It can slightly be both. And I'm getting ready to explain to you right here, right now, why it can slightly be both. This right here is breaking down the trade that I took on Friday. So 700 he meant. Wrong. No, it's not 700. It's not this low. It's 670. You said 700. And it's not. Nope, it's not that low. Nope, and I'm getting ready to explain why. The trade that I took on Friday, I shorted it right here. Guys, listen, I'm getting ready to break down the trade that I took on Friday on as to how I knew that the carousel was getting ready to start spinning. One, we had a liquidation rate, and then one, we just swept these highs without a pullback. So, so help me God, I shorted it right here. I was waiting for a first presented. This right here was the first chance and the first sign that you had in order to short this, because you had a first presented after sweeping multiple levels of liquidity. Look, we never inversed it. Right here, right now was the first opportunity that you had. This first presented right here, and I shorted it right here on this candle. On this push up, I shorted this multiple times in order to target this lower drawn liquidity. Now, I jumped the gun a little bit because I was shorting it only up for first presented, and I didn't wait for an immediate sign of market structure, right? So, in the immediate term, Diego was correct to anyone that said 800 or like 804, which is this low right here, about 804.50. In the immediate term. However, it can also be interpreted that whenever we eclipse 760, that's for sure the safe zone. So in the immediate term, we were just going straight up, and then we made this low right over here. We stopped and we bounced. So technically speaking, like we were supposed to do something like this here. Technically speaking, but this right here is like a very, very, very small move here. And this right here is just a straight vertical squeeze. So in the immediate term, I'm talking about like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, then sure. But technically speaking, this right here is all one move. As you can tell, because when they dumped, they just went sideways basically for like 4 or 5 minutes, and then they started going lower. And then like we never eclipsed this high. So you could use this, but however, the safe term, in order to, like the safe way on like how you look at it is here. So like, because if you zoom out like this, look, if you zoom out like this all looks like one move here. This right here is the move lower, and then all of this is literally one move higher. This is literally one straight move. Guys, they shot it up and then they went sideways for 2 candles, shot it up again and went sideways for 2 candles, and they kept going higher. All of this is one move. Higher, lower, higher, lower. And then we really pulled it back, and then we shot up, but then we never eclipsed this high right here. So the moment that we broke this, essentially speaking, we are an immediate sell side delivery program. In the immediate term, you should not have been looking at shorts. Longs. I'm sorry. So with whatever long idea that you have that spans anything more than 5 minutes, whenever this move happened here, it was over with. You should have known. It was over with right here. On this flush over here, on any pullback into any BISI or SIBI, you needed to have been shorting this for this move lower like this. And that's why we kept on going lower this entire time. The carousel stopped spinning. Alrighty? So that's immediate term. But it's very important that you as a student, you begin to understand immediate term. Like immediate term market structure. It will help structure your trades. Now, how can it help structure your trades, which is the second portion of this lesson and the second portion of this question? How can it help? Because if you're looking for longs, you need to be looking at BISIs in order to manage your risk off of. You need to be looking at bullish imbalances to manage your risk off of. You need to be looking for excuses to get into longs in layman's terms. That's what you need to be looking for. If we are an immediate sell-side delivery program and you're not in like 1 or 2 micros to where you don't mind holding on to a trade for 4, 5, 6 hours through all kinds of weird time distortion, then you need to be in shorts on this move here. You need to be, like, seriously. Otherwise, you are going to have to wait for the market to then shift its structure again. And you don't know how long that's going to last. You have no idea whenever we're going to switch from a buy-side delivery to a sell side. I mean, from a sell side delivery to a buy side delivery if you long this. So like you would have longed this over here on this pullback, thinking, oh yeah, we good pullback. We getting ready to long. We getting ready to take out this high here. Man, we are an immediate sell side delivery program. You have no idea when this when this intraday buy side delivery program is getting ready to kick in again. So that's very, 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 very important. That is like monumental. Alrighty. So, so yeah. So this, but however, again, guys, this is immediate term. But guys, most of y'all trades is going to be immediate term. Unless you're in 2 or 3 micros and your trade and you're going to look me in my dead face and say, hey man, my trades last 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. I'll wait for 6 hours for it to play out. I don't know what you're talking about. So this ain't nothing to me. I could sit through 2, 3, 4, 500 ticks of drawdown because I'm in 2 micros. So unless you're telling me that, then you need to be paying attention to immediate buy-side delivery. And then you need to make sure that it aligns with what they're trying to do. Like your trade idea. Make it easier on yourself. Alrighty? And then start hunting buy-side out of that. Make it easier on yourself. Okay? Well, bro, so like if that's the case, then like how do I take advantage of turtle soups and Judah swings, man? Like whenever they sweep a low like this, and then they want to go up in reverse. 95% of traders, man, listen here. You stop trying to catch the bottom and the top of every single dang on move. Stop it. You need to be able to identify market structure, take a trade, get 100 to 250 ticks, and do that once or twice, and then walk away from that damn screen. Stop trying to perfectly time the bottom and get rich real quick.
I literally just typed that.
Yeah, you just typed that. Yeah, get 100 to
You get 100 to 200 ticks. Be greedy, take your profits. Like
yeah,
especially
like Diego said.
The way that this works, like even if it's sell side or buy side, they're going to go against you just to continue moving in that direction. Yes. But getting 100 to 200 ticks means you actually were right. You caught it at the right time. Yes. Because most of the time, these moves don't last longer than the 300 something ticks.
Yes. And that right there, what he just said, was the part that was cooking my development as far as ICT was concerned. Because I could read the market very well. Okay, I got that. But then like ICT doesn't do a very, very good job of explaining immediate, intraday, and multi-day market structure. Like it'll just be Asia highs, Asia lows, or consequent encroachment of this. Maybe use a fib. Like, bro, like it would confuse me. And then I'm trading an intraday trailing drawdown account. So like I would be up $1,500, and the market will fully reverse on me. And like I would end up taking a $500 loss after I was up $1,500. Well, now I only got $500 to play with because of my drawdown. I'm cooked. Instead of just taking my little piece of the pie, my little 150 ticks, and running away.
That's it.
And guess what? I found out how, you know what's really crazy? I found out how insanely successful I am with just taking 40 to 50 ticks. Sometimes even 35 to 40. 2 or 3 times a day. Understanding market structure and going, yo, it is highly likely we start dumping from here. Guys, that's why like whenever I take a trade, guys, you should see my DMs. People go, bro, why did you not hold on for that? Like, guys, you should have seen my DMs when I shorted this here. And people were like, dude, that trade ran like 600 ticks. Why did you do that? Or this.
Because it would bring your account up, and then you have to replicate that.
Yeah. Or this. Like when I alert you to this, we can play the 950 macro Michigan Consumer Sentiment. This is the model I back tested that's bullish 90% of the time when it's released. I told you about this from Discord the night before. You don't think I was thinking about this all night? Guys, my brain was going back and forth all night like, boy, I can't wait for this. I cannot wait. I literally cannot wait. I promise you, that's all I was thinking. And now look what happened at 9:50. Look what happened at 9:50 on Friday. The market ran 1,000 ticks. But y'all saw, like, I only got 40 or 50 ticks off that move. And I just rinsed and I repeated. It's okay. Like, where would we be at if we just took our small little piece of the pie? I called this entire move out. This was bullish before it happened. And you saw it. But it's okay. Now, a lot of people inside Discord took advantage of it. They did, but I missed the rant. I missed it. It's okay. Next time for me. So, you know, where would we be at if we just decided to take a small piece of the puzzle? You don't need 1,000 ticks like this, like how ICT says, going from the lows and then taking out the high to the highest of the highs. You don't need that to get rich. You don't. So that's that as far as that lesson is concerned. What else we got? Somebody else said something that I wanted to cover. That's just being foolish and stubborn, Phantom says. Yeah. Let's see. Let's check the platinum chat. Okay. How to overcome the failure. How to overcome the feeling of failure when you miss the mark. Dang inside Discord says. Dang, I want to give you a quote from Kobe Bryant. Right? That changed my perspective when I was a teenager and when I was afraid to fail. Like, I didn't know, hey man, like what happens if I, you know, don't get the playing time that I want in school? What happens if I don't make it to the NBA? What happens if I don't accomplish the things that I want to accomplish? Like, what happens, right? Kobe, like, if you're confused, you need to look up Kobe Bryant failure on YouTube. He was given like a speech. It was like a speech on like a stage or something. And someone asked him that very same question. And Kobe's response was, okay, if I wake up and if I wake up and I succeed, I'm going to have to wake up and do the story again the next day. Nothing's going to change. He was like, if I fail today, what's going to happen? Okay, I fail and I don't have what I thought that I was going to have. And then guess what? I'm going to have to wake up and do the same story again. And so he was like, failure doesn't exist to me. He was like, failure and being scared to fail does not exist to me. If I get it, then I get it. If I don't, then I didn't have it before. I mean, I'm in the same spot as I was before. So if I don't try, he was trying to say like, hey, you know what? If I don't try, then I'm gonna for sure fail. But there's a chance that I'll get it. So what am I afraid of? Fear is an illusion. Fear is an illusion. Do you want to know why you're afraid to fail? You are afraid to fail because you are nervous that every single person around you is going to judge you negatively. If there was no consequences around you or your peers wouldn't, or like if you weren't scared that your peers were going to say, oh, man, like, hey, man, like, hey, like that dude said he was going to be a millionaire trader, but he's not. Ha ha. I knew he was gambling. Then you would just attack this head on. You would not even think twice about it. You are nervous because you are trying to compensate what you think everyone else around you is thinking of. I'm serious. And I understand that we as people, as humans, we're social creatures. Okay, I get that. You know what? I get that. So that's understandable. We all are. Because if not, then, you know, like any sensible person has to care to an extent. But you need to, but to an extent, the level that you care is very, very, very important. So do not be afraid to fail. It is a part of the journey. I failed so many times. That's why I succeed. I'm serious. It's just like Michael Jordan used to say. I know it's very cliche, but it's true. It's true. The most successful people in the world are successful because they failed over and over again, and then it shaped the very being of who they are. And you need to use it as motivation. That's what that's how I would approach that, Dang. That's how I would approach that, overcoming the feeling of failure when you miss the mark. You're not going to accomplish every single dream that you've ever accomplished the first, second, or third time. You have not. Did you learn how to drive the first time? Like you just hopped behind the steering wheel and you just started driving like a NASCAR driver? No. Most of y'all probably wrecking cars still to this day. Still trying to figure out. What? Did you learn how to talk the English language the first time? No. Did you learn math the first time? Algebra the first time? No. You had to go to school for years on end. 7-8 hours a day. So what makes this any different? It's crazy that people think that they can come to the guys, this industry is more illustrious and it will pay you far more than any other industry that you could ever possibly fathom. So technically speaking, the barrier to entry should be far higher, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, right? Like more people are going to fail doing this, right? Because I mean, if every random Joe off the street could do this, would they not be quadrillionaires or whatever it is? Multi-millionaires? Come on, right? It's the same thing with school too. What? Have we never heard of high school dropouts, college dropouts? Not everyone is going to succeed. You want to know why? Because you have to set yourself apart. So stay locked in and just understand that you're not going to get it the first time. But that's the importance of having an instructor to help you along this journey, I'll probably say. Does that make sense? Today. Yeah, growing up, I'm in an immigrant household. I didn't have the healthiest experience of failure. So now navigating failure through the markets has been a big lesson for me. Yeah, brother, I know. I promise you, but you're going to get it, bro. You're going to get it. You're going to get it. You're going to be okay. Yeah, absolutely. To go Kobe. Explain why saying 2850 is incorrect when looking at the chart. 2850 what? 2850 what? What do you mean, Just Jones? 2850 as far as what?
Explain. Yeah, we never even touched 28.5, 850.
28.550 as far as what? What, an immediate market structure? What does it mean? Immediate market structure? That's what. Well, I'm waiting on Jones to send that message. What's the next thing that we got? What do you mean by that? Hey, I got a question for you. What do you look for when you say market is very volatile? Like, what did you see that day you made that and said, and take 100 or 200 trade off of one candle? Fire, says. They're the stones that lay the foundation for market dynamics and structure, the beginning of market psychology, so that you can start to get a grasp on what you're seeing. Repetitive scenarios that play out over and over again at different times of the day. I still watch them all over and over again. Phantom is 100% correct. The real patterns is what they're doing over and over again. You need to be paying mental attention to what they're doing. It happens all the time. Real patterns are not imaginary images like bull and bear flags. Real patterns is the behavior that they are exhibiting over and over again nonstop. Real patterns is market structure. As in, I think it's called smart money concepts. What they're doing over and over again. Liquidity, what they do after they sweep liquidity. What they do whenever they engineer LR. Like, what they do like whenever they engineer like LR like this. Like this right here is LR. Like whenever they run it in full. Like this right here is damn near LR. And they just decided to run it. This right here damn near could be considered LR almost. But just LR with a liquidation rate and it just went sideways. What they do whenever they tap into a 15-minute BISI, you need to be on alert for those things. That's true behavior patterns. What's going on?
Is that 8 a.m. to 9 a.m.? That's what I want to know. I see it. I see it happening during manipulation. Basically, after we have the accumulation, then we get the manipulation, then we get the distribution. But I want to know, like, you have a specific time that you look for this, which I noticed that. I see you go at 8 o'clock or 8:10 to 9, and you always find it. So is that
8:10 Eastern Standard
your
Time.
trade? Like, is that your trade? Like, that's your one in your style, or did you copy that, or like take the pattern off of like ICT or someone, or what? Like, how did you get that?
Are you talking about 8:10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time?
Yeah, like when you do the eval inset pass. That's what I'm like. How do you see that one candle that does that? Because you always do it off of one candle. That's what I noticed. I always see you do it either one or two candle.
Oh, bro, that's just strictly just based off of me back testing the most volatile news release. Like that has nothing to do with market structure. Like that's just me back testing the most volatile news release. I am not trading at all before like 9:30, 9:45. The only time that you've ever seen me take a trade, but arguably before 10 o'clock, literally before 10 o'clock, is once every 2 weeks, potentially,
That it's
for
usually
the
the
Michigan Consumer
eval
Sentiment.
instapass.
Huh?
It's usually just the eval instapass.
Yeah, that's it. But I will never trade my live accounts or any serious account before before um before 10 o'clock. Unless
No, the eval insta pass I'm talking about, not funded eval. That one trade that you do. That's what I'm asking. Like,
so what are
that
you
was
asking?
based off of that was based off of you testing it, and that was your trade. Like, you came up with that.
Yes, correct. Because I've back tested how the market behaves on that data release. There's a data release and they'll just instantly teleport the market to a specific direction. And like, so like I'll just get a hint that they're getting ready to go up or down just based off of liquidity. But like I'm not trading it at all. Like because like there's no rhyme or reason on as to why that they'll do it. Like they'll just shoot it up and they'll shoot it back down. But I just know that one way or another is gonna teleport. So like it has nothing to do with any trades. You cannot actively trade that. So now,
Oh,
now, here's the deal. I have told you, hey, they're going to go higher, and then, like I have said that because of market structure, and because of what I think that they're trying to target. And it's like I'll say it doesn't matter. I think they're getting ready to shoot this, and like they end up doing exactly what I'm saying. But you cannot actively trade that. So like I'm not sure like if that's what you're talking about, to where you're like, hey bro, like, hey bro, look, like how did you know this? Like for example, like when was the last non-farm payrolls? So like I don't know like if this is what you're saying. So where was like the last non-farm payrolls? Uh, so like how like I'll predict like the so like I'll predict like the non-farm payrolls, and when was it at? Um, I can't remember the last thing that I talked about. Hold on, it was CPI, wasn't it? Like this. Where's this? Where's this at? Where was this at? Hmm. I remember me saying this somewhere. Oh yeah, like this. Like how I explicitly said this. Like I don't know like if this is what you're saying. So like, but like I'm not actively trading this fire. Like how I'll say be on alert. Chances they moon this is about 90%. So like I'll say, hey, like they're gonna shoot this up on the CPI reading. So like I'll say that, but I'm not trading this. Like this has nothing to do with fundamentals. Like this has everything to just do with just experience and literally just understanding like what would hurt the most amount of people. Because a lot of people probably think they're trying to short this. And like I was looking at buy side liquidity and I was like, man, like if they shot this on CPI, this would hurt a lot of people. So that's why I sent out this alert right here. But there's no way in hell I'm trading this. So like I don't know like if
I,
that's what you're talking about.
no, I was just wondering if it was like a time based trade, because what I noticed, the same move, that like 100 200 pip move, like it happens around 4 to like 5 a.m., but that's like over the manipulation that sends into the 9:30 a.m. trade. Like I noticed that big move happen, and then the 9:30 a.m. trade happens. Like I've been just going
January
over it,
9th.
but I just wanted to know like how did you notice that? Like you back tested that? Like I just saw that
Are you talking
happening
about
every night at like
9:30?
4.
9:30?
January 9th was the last
No,
time on payroll
between
report.
4 a.m. to 8 a.m. that same move happened, like where it shoots
Oh.
down like 200 pips off of like two candles.
Oh,
Like it
bro.
happens every day. So like I started noticing
Oh,
that.
but
That's
that's
why I
because
wanted
the
to know.
volume just, bro. But that's because the volume just gets injected for the London session. That's that's literally all that is. So, so like, I mean, bro, like it's basically like the same thing between like 9:30 and like 9:45 a.m. New York session. And so like that's why that's why like you'll see random insane moves that start to kick off like right around 2 o'clock. Like London typically kicks off like right around 2 o'clock, and look what happened at 2:30. Look, the market was going up over here, and the market just dumped literally 0.75% in a straight line. And this is right here, and this right here was the warm up for London, and that was just last Friday. And like the market started heating up again like right around 9:30 on Friday. So like that's just like kicking off like a
Yeah.
just kicking off another session. There's nothing more than that. So they were floating it up over here during Asia because Asia is just slow as shit. And like once London kicked in with the real volume, then they just liquidated everybody and they ran this LRLR over here. That was literally all that was. Like this right here is 100% intraday LRLR. This is intraday LRLR. So they just ran it in one swoop. And then when they ran it, they showed you a bear flag. And then when they showed you a bear flag to make you think consolidation and to go lower, for the people that like to hallucinate, then they randomly bursted up to the upside and then pulled it back, engineered more LRLR on an intraday basis, and then they shot it back up again.
But nah, there was actually an FVG on the left side for that part. Like an FVG actually took it up.
Yeah. Yeah, well, whatever you use in order for you to navigate it, you know what I'm saying, that's completely up to you. But 100% that was intraday LRLR. So yeah, like they shot it up, and that FEG should have been your excuse to then get into the trade to then run the LRLR. That FEG.
That's what I did.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Good job.
I actually that's why I wanted to know how you did that, because I see that move every single night at like 2 to 3 a.m. It happens. Sometimes it happens around 5 or 6.
Yeah.
But it happens every single day. I see that.
The FEGs, guys, are nothing more than guys. The FEGs are nothing more than excuses that just tip my hand, and they catch my alert. I'm just guys. They catch my attention and they bring me on alert. For example, guys. Obviously, I'd already said this, so I'm not going to ask this court. There was zero reason for you to be short this entire move. This right here was your first opportunity for you to even remotely consider shortness. Even remotely. This is your first alert. Support or resistance is not going to tell you when to time this top here or when to potentially enter safely. This right here, if you do not understand this, if you do not understand the power of a first presented, then you will never be able to even even if you remotely even want to consider timing something, you will not be able to do it accurately. And manage your risk accordingly. You may be doing it accurately, but your stop better be huge. And you better be downsized to like 1 or 2 minis. To 1 or 2 micros. This right here was the first opportunity, which I shorted on Friday. And online.
Do you think that first presented after a liquidity sweep is maybe more, I'll use a word, powerful. I don't have another word, but powerful than first presented after a squeeze?
Yes, this is futures. You said, is it more powerful or what? Was the last thing you said?
So then like a squeeze up. So like when they just sweep liquidity and they create a first presented compared to when they just squeeze up.
Great question. So it depends upon it depends on what it's paired with. And it depends upon the account that you're trading. And it depends on like if we're in like, and it depends on like if we're in like intraday like sell side delivery program or not. So what do I mean by that? You need to take notes in regards to what I'm getting ready to say right here, right now. This is very important. And there's like a quote unquote insane snowstorm in Atlanta, which is really
It-
not.
Same
It's
here.
it's
We were just
head
talking
over
about
head country. We
Yeah,
got like a quarter up
yeah, it's
here.
crazy. But yeah, nah. In Atlanta, it missed us, and it's just chilly out here. So if my internet goes out, I apologize. They're just trying to scare people, get you to get you to get you to get, get you to run to the
Yeah,
store and then purchase 100
like,
rolls of tissue paper for
yeah, that shit is nuts,
for a
bro.
day and a half
yeah,
to 2 days. I go to Atlanta and then the store's all empty. But
and
then and then get you to empty out your bank accounts. It's
yeah.
fucking lunacy. They're
But
just spreading
our
fear and
store,
propaganda on the news. It's crazy. My mom called me, goes, I'm scared. I'm like, what are you scared for? For what? I called my mama today. I called my mama today and I was like, Mama, what are you talking about? How's that snowstorm? She goes, yeah, there's nothing going on. She's like, it's not even raining out here. I was like, yeah. I was like, Mama, we're not in Virginia and we're not in Connecticut. We're in Atlanta. So they was just trying to get you to empty out the stores. Not a single loaf of bread is over there at
yeah,
the store. Anyway,
God did not.
yeah, gotcha. Like
Oh,
they
yeah.
gotcha, bitch. Like Dave Chappelle says. Anyway, guys, listen. Let me not get sidetracked. So to answer his question, it depends on it, guys. It depends on how they do it, right? So, guys, listen. If they do something like this, let me put it like this, guys. Listen, guys. The reason why this first presented worked on an intraday basis is because we swept this and this, but we are still in sell side delivery program. Guys, pay attention. This is very important. Like, hey, man. Whew, I see you be calling it out, man. But what if I want to get an extra piece of the puzzle? This is very important. You need to look. We're ready to break it down, like ICT does, where he'll go on a rant and he'll randomly drop a life-changing gem on you directly. Hold on. Hold on. They can't even see it. Sorry. YouTube could not even see the live streams, and it's supposed to be recorded. Jesus Christ. Excuse me. In any event, a life-changing gem directly in the middle of him ranting, and then he'll go back. We have identified that we are in multi-day sell-side delivery. So what does that mean? What does that mean? That means that what? Look at this. That means that when we went here and stopped here, and then we went lower here on this one move here, that means that what? Pay attention. We can reject at any point in this zone here and then still go lower. So look, I'm going to put this in anywhere damn near below this high and for sure this high. We can reject and go lower, right? Watch this now. Pay attention. Pay attention on how this works. Watch this. I am not going to touch this arrow here. This is intraday sell side delivery program. Watch how I go from frame to frame to frame to be able to identify and have the confidence to then hold on to higher trades. The most successful trader in history from the Apex, the dude that would drew like 4 or 5 million at one point, this is how he's doing it. He trades just like me. Watch this. Look. Look at this. Look. Watch this now. Look. We are now on a 1 minute time frame. We entered into intraday, not multi-day, intraday buy-side delivery program when we took out this high here. I had already told you this. Why? Why? Because we stopped doing this. And then we went higher over here, right? So on an intraday basis, we are in buy-side delivery program. We then swept this liquidity in one swoop, this liquidity in one swoop, and we swept this in one swoop. And then we decided to then go up in a straight line. We went up in a straight line, and as we're going up here in a straight line, your brain needs to be thinking, and it needs to be going, whoa, I do not want to be married to longs up in here. Because we are in multi-day sell-side delivery program. As in, if I long this and I hold this trade for anything more than an hour, I could be cooked.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
like, I could be cooked. So as we're going up in here, you need to then, like, if we get a first presented in here and we are up over here into this zone here and we're approaching like a higher time frame because this is a 15-minute SIBI. And when we reject this, if you short this here, you can then begin to have the confidence that on a multi or an intraday basis, and for sure a multi-day basis, we are going to be hunting sell side again because we are in an intraday and a multi-day sell side delivery program. So this first presented here, this first presented SIBI, aligns itself with this entire move on this arrow here. After we have swept multiple levels of confirmation. Now, let's pause that. That is completely different. That is completely different than us being in a multi-day buy-side delivery program like up into here. So like whenever we eclipse this high here, like how I did on the like how I showed you in last week's class, and then this right here became the protected low, and we started bouncing like this, and then we took out over here. It is completely different than trying to short it here and then expecting this market to then just start just dumping into hell. It is like it like just the market dynamics, or for sure like over here, like on this move over here, the market dynamics are like completely different because this market's just trying to hunt buy side. The market dynamics are completely different. So, with that being said, this lends into the first lesson that I was referencing. And the first lesson that I was referencing is understanding the current market structure that we are in. And understanding and then being on alert that whenever they squeeze it over here, you need to be going, okay, so for the first part of this day we squeezed. What is the likelihood that because we are still in sell-side delivery on a multi-day basis, that we are still going to be just start dumping? And then this right here was your first sign. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to catch it all the time, like, and just time it perfectly, like be perfect like the Most High. But this is completely different than us being a multi-day buy-side delivery program, and like multi-day and intraday and immediate buy-side delivery program, because this is immediate buy-side delivery program. And multi-day, immediate, intraday, and multi-day buy-side delivery program, like, this BISI right here, like, will come down over here and like they'll just keep shooting it higher because they're trying to target a higher draw on liquidity. So like you have to understand that, but you'll get better at that.
I know you
through time. You said what?
Right. So I know you didn't do this, but I'm just acting, right? So technically, this would be considered a higher low and probably a multi-day frame, right? Because
yes,
I guess you have to go back to an hour.
A higher low is lower. This right here is just a lower. This right here is a lower high. So this high right here. So
yeah, if you go to a higher time frame, I think it.
Yeah. This high right here is literally like nothing. This high right here is nothing more than a lower high.
Exactly. So then this
on a multi-day basis. You see what I'm saying? So
yes.
Like as we were shooting up in the
that's
year,
what I was gonna ask. Would you? I know you didn't, but would you say like, oh, we're in a sell side delivery program, right? We're getting closer to this other high on the left side over there.
We are in a multi-day. Dude, as it stands right now, bro, this market is bearish. I don't like if that's what you're getting ready to say. Like, hey, like, this is bullet, bro. Right now,
because we didn't eclipse that high that was on the left side. I don't know what over here.
Correct.
At the top on, right there. Yeah.
Correct.
So as we got closer, and then it was a first presented. Like, would you use that as further confirmation, or is that maybe too far?
How I would, what do you mean? Like, is it too far? Like, are you talking about trying to structure a trade that then lasts a specific amount of time? Or are you talking about, hey, like, when can I begin to take stabs at this in order to specifically target sell side over the course of multiple hours? What are you asking of me?
Probably, I guess I'm thinking more of like, maybe I'm using too many confluences to take the short there. But
okay,
you see how we keep making higher, low, and then this one technically was like the next one. So now we could straight dump for the next couple days, right?
Yeah,
Because that would
absolutely.
kind of be in the same, and this would be just another high or low
Yeah,
or high,
absolutely. Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. 100% absolutely. So all the market structure does is it tips your hand to then give you a hint in regards to which trades you should not be doing and which trades that you should be looking for depending upon your trading style. So, for example, you know for a fact that until we eclipse this high over here, that every day that you wake up and like every bounce, like like every liquidation rate, like you need to be like, man, I don't really know about that, bro. I'm gonna be for real, like, dude, like I better be taking intraday trades, like trades that last like less than 15 minutes, because they could just go sideways on me and they just keep shooting it. Like I'm fighting a multi-day structure, or man, you know what? Or better yet, man, you know what? I better not be buying. You know what? Shoot, we in multi-day sell side, man. You know what? I better not be buying calls like 2 or 3 weeks out and just holding them for like 2 weeks. I better not be doing that. But that doesn't mean you can't buy calls like a week out or something like that and then just make a quick 15-20% over the course of 5, 10, 15 minutes. That's different. But if we start bouncing up here into this zone, your antennas need to be going off. Like you need to be on high alert, dude. Like you need to be like, yo, whoa. Like you need to zoom out and you need to go, whoa. What is that? Like this is part of the overall move here. Like we could reject it at any given moment. Let me not be married to longs up here, because we probably gonna start dumping until proven otherwise. Like, guys, y'all have heard me say it all the time on live stream. Y'all have heard me say they're gonna have to prove this to me. Like, I want them to prove it to me that they're gonna do that. If not, then I'm gonna expect that they're gonna do exactly what they're showing me. We get paid to react, not to guess. You're not guessing. You get paid to react, not to guess. You get paid for them to go, whoa, this is sell side delivery program? Okay, what can I manage my risk off on the sell side? Let me target this. Shit, let me align myself with where it's clear as day that they're trying to go. That is all trading is. That is all trading is. Okay, well, whoa, where are they going to go fill orders at? Can I manage my risk off this? As in, is it a good risk to reward? Okay, I'll catch a little bit of, okay, you know what? I'll hop on the train here and like, I'll take my little 50, 40, 50, 40, 50, 100 ticks, 150 ticks, 200 ticks, and like I'll get off wherever they're trying to go. You cannot stop the train from going. You cannot. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. You can't. Stop trying to fight it. We cannot. You will never win. It's like trying to walk up to the police and then slap the police in his face and then say, hey, man, and like trying to overpower the police. What makes you think as a citizen that you are going to stop the police? Like, dude, that is a fight as to why we as Americans think that we have more rights than the police. They are the biggest gang in America. Stop it. You will never be able to win that battle. Just literally just stop it. And I'm not talking politics, like I'm just talking facts. Right or wrong, for good or for bad. Stop it. But this is even worse. Because this will just take your money and like won't like shit. When you gone, your family won't even get a settlement. Shit. You run out there and you run in front of them, one of them ice trucks, and you get your ass clapped. Shit. You won't be here, but your family at least get $5 million from the taxpayers. Shit. But here, you goof around and you lose 150, 200,000 here. This market ain't even gonna blink. Even if you had 10 million and you shorted here, your 10 million is not going to move this market. It's going to keep going where it's trying to go. It is never going to stop. This is they have this on lock. There is zero debate. If you had 100 million, you would still lose. Like, if you shorted this here at this bottom and like they just squeeze it up over here, like your 100 million would just go to zero. And like they would close you out, but then like you would still have to pay like 15, 20,000 in commissions or something. To the spread and the market makers for closing out your $100 million position. And then even then, though, that would still not constitute you to learn. In any event, we need to open this up to questions. Does anybody have any questions? Yeah, that Dave Chappelle show. How do you keep getting these memes? You get paid to react, not to guess. Absolutely, Ant. From Discord. Absolutely. Guys, you get paid to react, not to guess. Yeah, absolutely. Guys, listen. You get paid to react, not to predict. That's the quote that I've heard. Now, I didn't coin that one quote. I heard that before somewhere. But yes, the quote is, you get paid to react, not to predict. See, I always used to think that I got paid to predict. That's why I was always trying to predict bottoms and tops. But like, is it like, does anyone find it ever funny, like how like you might be able to get lucky every now and then trying to call the top or trying to call the bottom, but you never really can? Or like you'll have a hint that it's getting ready to be the top or the bottom, right? And then guess what happens? You missed you miss it and they randomly stop it and reverse it. You miss it,
Yep.
and then like you end up chasing it, and then you end up getting squeezed and boofed on. Stop trying to predict the top and the bottom. That's why I don't trade turtle soups and Judah swings. I identify them halfway through and I go, bro, they're getting ready to do this Judah swing. This looks like a turtle soup in the making. Prove it to me. And then once they prove it to me, guess what miraculously happens when they prove it to you? Guess what? If you miraculously predict a Judah swing, right? Guess what miraculously opens up? Guess what? A perfect first presented to then capitalize on this all the way down.
Yep, on the way down.
On the way down. So, and then guess what happens if they don't prove? Well, what happens if they don't prove it to me then, man? What? Well, guess what? It's a pullback for you to then catch the train and then go higher. You see, something miraculous happens whenever you get paid to react. You see what they're doing and then you align yourself with it. You don't care if they go up or down. You want to know why? Because they don't care if they go up or down. They're only trying to go to a specific spot to fill orders. That's it. That's all that matters. Anyway, let's lock in. Trying to guess is my worst enemy, Ann says. Absolutely. So you need to continue to listen to what we're showing. Have you been studying those ICT mentorships? Have you been studying the mentorships on side of the playlist? Have you been studying them like a hawk? Or have you been watching the simplified versions? What have you been doing? Why do some FEGs include opposing candles? What do you mean, opposing candles? What do you mean, opposing candles? You mean like they'll do something like this and like they'll shoot it back up, like a mini Judah swinger, and like they'll start rejecting it lower? Because their first job is to fill orders, and then their second job is to create imbalances, which is the FEGs, and then their third job is to fill those imbalances, and then it all funnels into the same thing. So like they'll go lower, and like they'll still shoot it up to then go against it. That's why you need to exercise proper discretion in regards to overall market structure, and then have modest expectations. So, and then you need to structure your trades accordingly on like an intraday basis or an immediate target basis. No, I am going to re-go over the knowledge page tonight. See, there we go. Well, actually, there's nothing on it. Huh? What do you mean there's nothing on it? What's going on, D? What do you mean there's nothing on the knowledge page? What are you talking about?
If you had to only take one trade a day, would it be the 950 into the 10 a.m. opening candle?
Nah.
Probably that lunch sleep, bro. That lunch sleep has been undefeated this past week.
I got a question for anybody. For anybody that's been watching me trade for anything longer than 2 or 3 weeks, what inside Discord? I want to know. What do y'all think if I had to take one trade a day? What would it be? What do y'all think it would be? If I
1150.
If I could take only one trade a day, what would it be? Hold on. Who said that? Was it Chilo?
Yeah, 1150.
Yeah.
Was that Chilo?
I say that 1150 for sure.
1150. He said 1150. 1208 BBS.
Yeah, 1150.
1150 max.
Guys, listen. Yeah. If I could take one trade a day, it's going to be the most highly probable trade setups. It is going to be that 1150 macro. Because the beautiful thing about the 1150 macro is this. The beautiful thing about the 1150 macro, hold on, is this. Hold on, let me see.
It has not been hitting this past couple of weeks, so like this past week, man.
Well, yeah.
No, I think it's because of news drivers and the holiday that we had, but
yeah, correct. Yeah, so
that's why I wouldn't really say that it isn't, but
yeah, but That's also, bro, because look, like they're squeezing it up here at the highs.
Exactly. So I want, if anybody's listening, to know that it's not 100% guaranteed. There could be
nothing ever is.
Yeah,
exactly.
nothing ever is. But however, every single day, I need to be on alert for that because I know what they're going to do 80 to 85% of the time during that time frame. And if they do not do that, and if they start pulling it back, then I am actively headhunting the 1208 to then 1230 inverse specifically to where like they'll seriously bounce. So like if they're actively dumping it at that time, like down into here, then now obviously it didn't 100% pan out over here for me to long this. But like I didn't want to long this like this because I saw that we were beginning to shift the market structure over here and we just had an insane liquidation move. So like that's why I didn't long this. But normally speaking, if everything aligns correctly, the 1150 and then the 1208 lunch sweep are 100% my most favorite models. Like let's just backtest this. Let's just backtest this. But let's just see. Let's see, look, like they're squeezing it up here. So like guys, if the 1150 macro is at the HOD, we need to not be trading it. This right here is at the HOD during New York session. So we need to not be trading 1150 macro. But even then though, they still went sideways on Thursday. And then they turned a 12-weight a lunch sweep bullish and they shot it up. But we need to not be longing it. Whenever, guys, let's just back test the 1150 macro whenever it's not at the HOD. Let's go to Wednesday at 11:30. Wednesday at 11:30. It's at the HOD again. But look, they started dumping it, and then they stopped it over here at 11:50. But we didn't want to catch this falling knife right over here. Like, that was dangerous. Like, I didn't get caught up into that. I can't remember if I did. I don't know. I can't remember. But then they dumped it. And so now, I can't remember if I longed this over here on Wednesday. But the 1208 inverse is what I'm looking at now. So, like, I'm looking for a reason to then be headhunting a move at 1208. For then, like, in order for me to long it over here into the zone, which is exactly what we decided to do. Look at that squeeze. And then that's when Trump came.
Oh yeah, that's when Trump, we had a trend line on there. So we was in time distortion that whole time, and then all of a sudden it just broke.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's what I'm saying. Like I wouldn't.
Yeah, exactly. So this right here played out.
This past week was a bad time to back test.
Absolutely. Let's go to Monday. The market was closed on Monday, wasn't it? Because of the MLK Day, wasn't it?
No, I wasn't closed, but a lot of people didn't. I didn't trade it.
Let's go back to Friday now, shall we? On 12/16. Well, Friday the market was closed, so I mean Monday, the stock market was closed at least. Look, it's up here at the HOD again at 11:50. See, look, they keep squeezing it into 11:50, so you cannot play that. And then they pulled it back right after that. So like, they're eliminating you. I want to go to a time where it's not at the HOD. See, it's at the HOD again, so you cannot play it. If the 1150 macro's at the HOD, write it off. Say, man, you know what? The probability of it playing out is probably going to be unlikely. We need to find a time where they're dumping it into like 1150. Like, all jokes aside. At 1150. Okay, here we go. Nope. Okay. So right here, well, we're in immediate sell side delivery program, and they're dumping it right over here into 1150. So your antennas need to be going off. Hey, you know what? I could potentially begin to structure along, but yet again, we're in immediate sell side delivery program. So this is a little bit challenging. So yeah, like you said, they haven't really been playing nice with this entire market structure at all over the last couple of weeks. It is not. I'm looking at this now.
No, it's definitely been a tough market to trade.
Absolutely. Like this right here is up here at the HOD again into 1150. Look at the HOD. No way in hell am I longing this up here. I'm going to get cooked. And then look what they do. They decide to dump it at the 12-weight lunch sweep. They squeezed it, and then they use the 12-weight lunch sweep to then dump it. I remember a shortness over here, as a matter of fact. I remember that day. We shorted it there. I remember that. Same thing. Crazy. They just keep squeezing it into 1150 this time. Dude, what is with these people having 1150 macro at the HOD? Whoa, again, 1150 macros at the HOD. But then they decided to take it higher. So they eliminated me on this again. I would not have taken advantage of this. This is crazy to me. That's crazy. Dude, that's like 10 days in a row. So yeah, you can't do that. It has not been hitting. Like, they got to give you a solid scenario, man, that you can take advantage of. That's crazy to me. What's this? 1150 at the HOD again. Can't, why? Because they'll just go sideways for that entire time. Can't do nothing with that. Yeah, nah, man. They've been effing around. Wow. Okay, 1150 macro. Damn near at the HOD. Almost at the HOD again at 1150. Here, this is the HOD again. Yep. So they pulled it back and went sideways. Man. Wow.
Yeah, somebody who's literally eating off this past week has been,
whoa,
on alert for sure, bro.
But I at least, guys, but even if I'm not going to actively trade it, guys, I still have an idea of what they're going to potentially be doing. So it is still my favorite macro. 100%. Without a doubt. You know what I'm saying? So just because your girl get on your nerves, once or twice a month, does not mean that she's not your girl no more. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't love her. Or just because your husband might get on your nerves and then, shave his beard and leave his beard here inside the sink doesn't mean you're gonna bounce and take the children with you. Or at least I hope not. He should still be your best friend. Hopefully. Hopefully. In any event, guys, listen. What questions we got? Does anybody have any trade setup questions? Who has some trade setup questions? Let's open this up to trade setup questions. What we got?
I was gonna say, can you go over like the other indices go? Like, can you go through the ladder?
What?
Like, is SPY? Is it SPY? Then it's ES, then QQQ, then NQ? Like, for new people, because we know that it's not just like one thing working, right? And usually you be looking at other, like maybe QQQ, you look at that and then move over to NQ.
Right. So what are you saying that I should do?
Like, can you go through like what's the order? Like, what's the pecking order? Just in case if people like, or should we just be looking at one thing? Like, should we just look at NQ and not worry about anything else?
Yeah, no.
Because I know that that's not true.
Yeah, top down, it goes like this. Top down, you need to be looking at SPX. To start your day, this is what I do every single day. You need to be looking at SPX. 100%. If you are trading the futures, you need to be looking at SPX. If you are even trading gold, you need to be looking at SPX. Why? Because I could be wrong, because I don't study the price action of gold. But any of the gold traders that are serious, that are serious gold analysis, analysts, it typically moves opposite, not the exact opposite, as because there are indices that go the exact opposite of the exact opposite candle of SPX and ES, but typically it moves contrary to stocks. Yes or no, Discord? As in, like, typically, like, if stocks are up, then gold will slightly be down, correct? And like if gold is typically now gold is still at all-time high, and the stock market is, but typically they're correlated in that manner.
Yes, correct.
That is correct. Okay. So with that being said, you need to be looking at it like, well, are we up over here on gold or not? What's going on? What's going on with SPX? Okay. Well, this is telling me that SPX is trapped between two major imbalances. We got the gap fill here from the 20th and the gap fill over here below hand. Right now, this market is all it's doing is that it's just bouncing like this in daily time distortion, trying to figure out which one it wants to go towards. That is literally all that this market is doing right here. So with that being said, you need to then understand that. So like, for example, I'm looking at SPX as far as that's concerned. SPX and SPY are the exact same thing. One is just an ETF, and then the other is just, it's just SPX. It's just the main indice. So they're the same thing here, and they're open during the same time. So you don't have to really do that. Or like, unless you're trading like intraday liquidity and like we're goofing off at like, like we're getting ready to tease like, like we're getting ready to do something like this, where like we're getting ready to tease like 689. We're at 689.50, and 690 is here on SPY. Then you need to ask yourself the question and go, well, why wouldn't we go to 690 on the SPY? Which whatever that correlates with SPX and ES. But normally speaking, SPX first, then you need to come over here to the NQ. And you need to be looking and like you need to be going, if we shoot up over here to try and target this gap fill over here, or something like that, or like a higher drawn liquidity, realistically speaking, where can NQ go? Like, where can we go here? And how you determine that is you just stick to this basic math equation that I always look at, just very generic. If ES is up a 0.25%, NQ is typically going to be up about 0.4%, with 0.4%. If ES or SPX is up 0.1%, NQ is going to be up 0.2%, or about 0.15%, at the least about 0.2%. So NQ is just more volatile. If, for example, if SPY is up a little bit, then obviously QQQ is going to be up a little bit more bullish. As you can see right here, ES, for a perfect example right here, ES is down 0.3%. NQ is down about 0.5%. NQ is just a little bit more volatile. So with that being said, you need to be looking at it in your mind and doing some calculations like, if we shoot up here on SPX or ES, then we might shoot up over here and then maybe target this over here on NQ. So I might be a little bit more patient. And then you need to be doing your analysis like that, like as far as that's concerned. But that's just analyzing it on like a basic, on like a little basic kind of reference. Now like,
okay, cool.
Yeah. So whenever I'm trading though, it is the exact same. I don't care what NQ does. I don't care if NQ just swept this high here. If ES did not sweep a high, I am not going to do, I'm sorry. If ES did not sweep a high, I am not going to do anything contrary to that. Excuse me, what's going on with my internet connection? I am not going to do anything contrary to that. Like, for example, look at this right here, Look at this right here. This right here is where most people got cooked at. ES swept this high here and we're reaching for a higher high, right? We didn't start, we didn't start dumping on Friday until ES took out this high here. I'm so glad Diego said this, pay attention. If you were not paying attention to ES, you probably thought shorting it whenever we popped this high over here was a great idea. If you were looking at ES like how I was, you were probably saying, well, shit, I'm going to wait till ES pops this high and takes out this liquidity. Then I'll consider shorting it on the first bearish signature on NQ. NQ never wanted to go lower until ES decided to go lower. So this is why you need to be paying attention to these here. Look, we decided to go lower on Friday the moment we popped this high over here and took out this liquidity. But NQ just kept squeezing until we did. So whatever trade idea that you're getting ready to take, you need to ask yourself this question. Does it, on NQ, does it align with ES? Is ES going to cook me if I take this trade? And if the answer is probably not, then I will probably seriously consider it. If the answer is oh my God, if I short this right here, damn. ES has nothing in this zone until it's high here. Shit, maybe I should wait. Then you should wait. Then you should not do anything contrary to what ES is trying to do. Because if you short this, NQ is not going to give a damn. It's going to keep squeezing until ES is done squeezing, or until ES has reached its destination. Why? Because ES is big bro. Anyway, if you're only taking modest TPs on trades, what helps you with the psychology of walking away when you know you could do more? Great question, Snoopy. Great question. E, what do you do to reinvest your payout money? I'm getting ready to answer that question right now. Secondly, so the first question is Snoop says, if you're only taking modest TPs on trades, what helps you with the psychology of walking away when you know you could do more? Because I know this one very important thing. I know that if I read this market, guys, I'm getting ready to break this down to you right now. I know for a fact that if I read this market, yes, I know that I could do more, $1,000 to $1,500 per trade. But if I stay locked in with modest expectations and just walk away up $350 to $500, but even then, that's so crazy for one account. Do you understand that most working humans have to bust their behind for 8 hours a day to then come away with $100 after taxes, best case scenario? And you can just make that in 3 or 4 minutes off of just 3 to 5 micros? In 3 to 5 minutes? Like, first off, like, what are we even talking about after that? Once I understood that, and once I became tapped into reality, then it made it easier for me to go, man, that's $200, $250 I just made off of one account in 3 minutes. Yeah, I had to wait all day, but damn, that's not too bad. So you have to at least admit that. If you can't admit that, then you're not connected to reality. I'm serious. Seriously, like, hold this aside. So once you do that, right? Well, bro, like, I know I could do more. Okay, I get that. Well, hey, man, like, I don't want to stay complacent. Like, man, like, I want to take this to the max, man, right? Like we all do. Like, bro, like, I want to be living it, bro, you know, I want to be living it up like damn Scarface. That's my goal, to take care of my family. Yeah, man. It'd be nice for $250 to $350, but bro, like, but dude, like, I want to be, but dude, look, like, I want to do this, man. Dude, like, I want to do this, man. Where's it at? But bro, like, I want this, man, like the other students inside of Discord. Like, bro, I want to be making $30,000 a day, $40,000. I'm not gonna be doing that if I'm stuck on $250 a day, man. What about the hundreds of other students in here, man? Okay, I'm getting ready to answer that question. You want to know how this can happen? It's very simple. You study your model and you back test your model, and then you get comfortable with making $350 to $500 a day. Do that consistently. I'm not saying that for 2 or 3 years. No. Just try 2 or 3 months. Just a handful of weeks even. Do it and then get a payout. And then once you get a payout, okay, I got the payout, so I can start doing something crazy now. I'm ready, right? No. Have the discipline to not change your lifestyle immediately. Don't do it. Well, bro, I'm hurting, man. I got a question for you. If you know anything about business, right? The moment that you get some revenue, are you going to take, guys, the moment you cross that $10,000 mark, anybody knows anything about business, are you going to take that $10,000 and then just go trick it off at the strip club? Or just blow it and then, like, you don't have any money for any inventory? So that you can't satisfy the new customers for your growing business? No. So you know what you're going to do?
No way.
No way. So you know what you're going to do? You are then going to then take that same money. If you get a $5,000 payout, don't trick it off. Put $2,500 to $3,000 of it away. Pocket $2,000 of it, and then be willing to invest into more accounts. If you invest into more accounts, you can now make $500 turn into a $10,000 trade. Literally off the trade copier. What's the difference? So you want to know why I have the confidence in order to do what I'm doing? I have the confidence to do what I'm doing. You want to know why? Because I know for a fact that if I am just consistent for a few weeks and I just get a simple payout, I can then have the confidence to now walk away on a $400 or $500 day because now I'm making $5,000 to $10,000, and I don't have to prove myself or exert myself something insane. If you make $500 but you got 20 accounts, dude, you're making $10,000 a day. Let's just say you conservative with 10. You can get 10 accounts on your second payout. Now you might have to invest the whole thing to get 10 accounts, but it damn sure can be done on the second payout, for sure. The third of just being consistent, and you could be on your third payout after a month after a month. That's 2 payouts. But see, we can't see past tomorrow. We need it all today. And that's the lesson. The faster that you, guys, this is the most insane thing with this, and I swear to God, I realize this. The faster that you try and sprint towards the money here, the further that you're running away from it.
The faster you'll lose it.
The faster that you lose it. And this is why I use the reference to people all the time. People go, well, what makes you comfortable with doing it? Because, dude, you living nice now, man. Damn. I'm like, damn, I wish I was doing, man, what? Guys, I had to ask myself one very important question. Have I gotten rich trying to rush it before? Have you? Like, are you rich right now doing that? And how long have you been alive? Most of y'all have been alive for at least 18 to 25, 30, 40, 50, some of y'all 60 years. Have you gotten rich at all doing that? Trying to run it all up over the course of like a week or less. Get rich quick schemes. Have they gotten you rich quick?
My wife can't wait for her nails to get done. She needs this money now.
Man, what? So guys, have you? Seriously, have you? Yeah, it's like, yeah, man, shit. Your girl on your ass about that damn, about your, about her nails and that damn G-Wagon. Have you gotten the G-Wagon yet? Have you? So why don't you try and make $500? Guys, just stop and just think of how insane that is. Do you understand that doctors go to school for like 12 to 16 years to then make $500 in a day? And if you study this knowledge and community page that's inside here, guys, you will be able to do it in less than 1 semester, and it will cost you less than $100. Guys, this right here was the lesson that I was giving one of the students inside Discord. This right here was the lesson that I was speaking to, that I was talking to. Guys, this is one of the last lessons that I'm going to close with. Guys, listen, this is very important. Guys, I was talking to Top Stepper today. Guys, pay attention. I seriously think this is life-changing information. I swear to God. I swear to God I think this is life-changing information, and you know I don't just say that. This is important. Look at this. Guys, look. I meant to share this. Guys, listen, look. Top Stepper says this. Guys, Top Stepper's been here for 1 month. Now, look, he's busy. Guys, I get that. Almost everybody in here has full-time jobs. Even the people that make $30,000, $40,000 a day, guys, they have full-time jobs. So I get that. We all have life things that we're struggling with. Okay, I get that. We're all humans. Guys, like, I'm literally like arguably like the only one in here where like this is my full-time job. So like I'm blessed enough. Guys, I get that. But that's why I'm your mentor and I'm your instructor. Like I would not be trying to take instructions from somebody where like this is not their full-time job. Because what am I doing? So in any event, this is life-changing. Guys, pay attention. Look. Guys, look. Hold on. Let me do this. Guys, Top Stepper says, finally getting a chance to look over the ICT mentorships. Guys, this is one of the mentorships that's inside the Knowledge Community page. He goes, I'm on episode 8. Guys, I told him a few days ago to take his time and to read it because he was struggling. He's like, man, like, I'm struggling, man. I'm trying to get it, but I don't understand how you see it. How do you call this market out? What are you doing? How can I get there, man? So I said, bro, did you read that page? He was like, no, I didn't. I'm gonna be honest. I said, the page that you're paying $11 a month for? No, I didn't read it. So then he finally took the chance to read it a little bit. He's only on episode 8, and he says this. All about FEGs and trading location. This is all that this is. He goes, AKA PD arrays and liquidity. He didn't even know what that was a few days ago. Now I'm starting to understand your trading approach. Guys, because people go, bro, guys, I have not had a losing day at all this year. Now that does not mean like I haven't taken a loss on a trade, but at the end of the day, I don't think so this year. So people are trying to figure, he's trying to understand my trading approach and my confidence in regards to how I do certain things. And he goes, I'm understanding it now. This mix with the time hacks that are inside the Discord, the time hacks over here, he goes, because that's not on the knowledge page. He goes, you can't lose for real. He's like, I don't get it. Like, what was I doing? Why was I not studying this? The answer was in his face the entire time. So I sent him this message. So long story short, guys, look, like I'm not getting ready to play it. But long story short, this is what I told him. Guys, I basically told him, hold on, I'm sorry, but check this out. Hold on, look, I want to play what he said for 30 seconds. Hold on.
And look, I'm not even watching that one. Like that one, like I don't got time for that rant. Like that's too much rant. So they got somebody on YouTube who actually took the time to take all the ranting out. You know what I mean? So it's just straight to the nitty gritty. You know, so yeah, that's what I'm watching right now. It's the same thing. He just took all of it, all the ranting out. So it's straight to the nitty gritty, no ranting, and you know. But I'm on episode 8, and I see it like for real. And
he goes, I'm on episode 8, but then I decided to start watching something to where they took out the ranting from the videos. The video's only 30 to 45 minutes long. One of the mentorships.
Oh, where is that at?
No, it's in there, and I'm getting ready to explain this right now. So you know what I told him? At the most, there's 20 to 25 videos, and they might be worst case scenario 30 to 35 minutes long. But they're not. Some of the videos are like 8 to 10 minutes long. Right? Why is he trying to cut the corners doing this? Why? Why is he trying to cut the corners on doing this when he sees the people inside Discord that literally make $20,000 to $30,000 a day? Why? Like, why is he doing that? And so I sent him this from the mentorship page, and it says, do not skip. I know he might rant for a few minutes, and I know he might toot his horn. However, these videos are only 30 minutes long, and it will change your life. Yes, you will have to rewind numerous times. I said he is not wrong. Trust me, I backed it, blah, 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 blah. He's like, guys, he is directly disobeying what this says here because he's being lazy. And so I explained that to him, and he says, real. And so I told him, and I was like, guys, this stuff right here, guys, if you study for less than 1 semester of college, you will be able to then do things that no other person can ever even fathom.
That's facts. Professors ramble too. So,
guys, listen. It is insane to me that some people will spend, college sometimes costs $100,000, $200,000 a semester. But then people will see the testimonies inside here, and then they will hate their normal everyday life, like how he just said. Like he was like, man, I hate my job. I gotta stop doing this. But then he will try to cut corners on this, on the learning. He will cut corners on this. But then at the same time, expect to then do what the other students inside here are not doing. They studied this shit and they made it their life. They made it their life's work to then study for like a month or two. So like, on as to why he's trying to cut corners, I'm unsure. And I told him about that. Hold on, where'd I say that?
So you can skip it, right? But here's the thing that you're missing whenever you skip. You may be missing some information that person may deem necessary or unnecessary in order to include or to exclude. You have no idea what is being skipped. So whenever you're learning, so you are actively deciding to learn from someone else's interpretation of the original source. So you are learning from telephone. So you can do that and it is still going to make sense a little bit, but it is not going to be the same. But that's not even the most important thing on as to what you're doing. The most important thing that you're going to get from the ICT, from the rants, is the unshakable psychology. Your psychological makeup will be completely different. So you need to hear him toot his own horn so that you can then have the confidence to then toot your own horn whenever it makes sense. So that you're not scared to enter into positions based off of what you're seeing. So that you're not scared to buy in the midst of an insane dump candle because you know what the heck you're looking at.
Hold on.
So Top, one of the last things I'm gonna say to you is this, and I'm gonna say this to everyone else, right? How do I put it like this? I'm trying to keep it short and sweet. Those videos, there might be 30 or 40 videos. Let's just say each one of them is 30 minutes long, 45 minutes long, which they're not, right? Like, let's just say it takes you a week and a half, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or even 4 weeks with your current schedule, right?
This is for all of the new
properly
students.
Understand and process it and take notes like a student.
Pay attention.
That is still less than 1 semester's worth of going to school. That's how you need to process that information. Some people go to school for 12 years and show up for 5 to 6 hours a day for 12 years to become a doctor to then make $250,000 at the most a year, sometimes 150,000. You're talking about something that's going to take you less than a semester, which is less than a couple of months at the most in order to realize. That can then yield you thousands of dollars a day, $5,000 to $10,000 a day. And then your mentality is still, man, fuck that rant. Shit, fuck that. I don't want to listen to that bullshit. I'll listen to someone else that interpreted the source, and then I'll listen to their interpretation of what they deem the master is saying. And then I'll try to learn from their interpretation and decipher what they're saying, so that I can then in turn retire myself to then make $2,500, $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 a day.
That's what I told him.
This is something that I'm gonna start saying. You can learn life-changing information that will never be taken from you in 1 semester. 1 college semester's worth of time, which is like 4 months, 3 or 4 months. 1 college semester, which is like 4 months. And people will still say, well, like, no, I want to watch like a 2 or 3 minute long summarization of what someone else edited out, certain information that they deem is necessary, instead of me taking the time to then learn the course myself. But in my spare time and in my free time, there is no time limit on this, but I'm gonna just cut it out. And then I still want the upper echelon, the highest. So I still want the pinnacle of success, but I'm gonna cut the corners on this. And then I'm gonna cut the corners on this, and I'm gonna still do whatever it is that I'm doing that I don't want to do, because whatever it is that I'm doing is not better than where I want to go with this. I'm gonna cut corners on where I want to go so that I can still accomplish the things that I want to do and where I think that I need to be at. So I'm gonna cut those corners, and I still want to get to the pinnacle of success, and I'm gonna still prioritize something else. I don't know, man. Oh yeah, nah, make no mistake about it. If I had to take a pie out of 100% of his rants, 85% of it is literally just ranting. Like, it is like meaningless. But you need to look at it from a deeper perspective that most people are not looking at it from. Why is he ranting?
Guys, listen, I'm going to pause this. Guys, I'm going to pause this because even still right now, there's probably still 1 or 2 people that probably go, bro, you have no idea how much it sucks in order to listen to somebody that is as cocky as ICT over and over again. I'm sick of hearing him. I hear him in my sleep. But guys, listen, even if you don't like the person, guys, I am going to tell you one of the most life-changing things that my father has ever told me. I don't want you to answer this question. I do not want you to answer this question. Guys, but I want you to answer it in your mind. Are you ready? Whoever your most favorite person in this world is, like who you love the most, who you feel that you could not live without, your mother, your father, your brother, your cousin, whoever it is, there's somebody to you right here, right now. And whoever it is that you despise the most in this world, I got a question for you. Guys, I might turn this upside down, seriously. This is deeper than trading, because once you understand this, you will then have no problem with what I'm saying. Let's just say you're one of those people that's like foaming at the mouth for the ICE rallies, and like you just dislike Trump or ICE. Like, let's just say one of those ICE agents walked up to you and was like, hey, your mother's on hospice care. I have the cure for cancer. I have it. Here it is right here, right now. Will you accept it? Are you going to look that person in the eyes and say, bro, I do not like you. I do not like how you talk. No, that person that I love the most, they can expire, because I don't care about you. And you know what? My hatred for you runs so deep for whatever reason. I don't know. What are you going, or your wife or your husband? is on their last leg, and they say, "Hey, we have no other option," and then Trump or Biden or whoever it is that they brainwashed you into disliking. Because I don't care about politics. The most important thing is, are you going to improve your life? So like they're just trying to distract you, guys. Because we as people, we only have but so many brain cells. Guys, we only have but so many brain cells and but so much time. So they know for a fact that you're working a 9 to 5. So they know like if they can manufacture events that can distract you from your overall purpose and improving your life, that you won't have any time for anything else. They're confusing you. And like most people can't even recognize that. But that's not the point of this lesson. The point of this lesson is this, that my father once told me. He said, "What would you do? Would you shake that person's hand and say, 'Thank you, I appreciate that,' and then just go on about your business? Or would you spit in that person's face and then walk back to hospice care and go, 'Hey, I thought I had a cure. Hey, nah, there's no cure.' Which one would you do?" Don't answer that. But if you say, "Well, fuck no, I spit in that person's face," then guess what? I cannot help you. I seriously cannot help you. And you seriously will limit yourself, and you will never reach the pinnacle of success that you are trying to ultimately reach in this lifetime. Ever. I apologize. But you are that person. You need to humble yourself, and you need to understand that that person has an answer to something, to your problem. That seriously needs to be your answer. Just straight up off the rip. So I'm getting ready to press this button right here. And once you understand that, then you can begin to look at something from an objective point of view. Until you do that, you will never get past the portion of, well, just like how 98% of people think and go, "Well, damn, this person's ranting. He's cocky, so I'm not going to listen to him." Mother effer, this dude right here has the key to your success. You need to pay attention to it.
What is he ranting about? Where is his confidence coming from? What is he seeing that other people are not seeing? If I was seeing this like this, would I be ranting? Not, "Oh my God, man, this dude's tripping about making $10,000, $15,000 on this one trade, man. Oh boy, he's running his mouth again. Let me skip forward. He's putting me to sleep. Oh boy." Nah, like I'm looking, I'm like, what is this dude seeing? What is he talking about? And then randomly, 15% of the time, he's going to drop an insane gem within that rant that makes you go, "Oh my goodness, that's what he was saying. Oh, I can see what he's looking at now." That's why you need to be listening to the rants, because then it will formulate your psychology and it will help mold you to have unwavering confidence in the market. And confidence is everything once you understand what you're looking at, because you won't need to go anywhere else. So that's the key to the entire equation.
Anyway, that's the key to the entire equation. You need to start looking at it from an objective point of view. So that was
crazy. The irony is that when he's ranting and stuff, like it's a 30-minute, right? Yeah. It's kind of the same as trading, right? Life is trading. I've learned that more than anything. Because if you're sitting here watching the shit move up and down, you're gonna have to wait till the rant is over to take a trade.
Yes.
So it's the same kind of, you kind of working on your endurance with just having to sit here, be patiently and wait for a setup, quote unquote, a gem for him to drop. It's the same thing. So if you think you cannot sit through a 30-minute video for him to drop 2 gems 20 minutes in, you cannot sit here on the charts and wait 30 minutes for them to get you a spot for you to take a trade. It's literally the same thing. It's the same thing.
And guess what? Most people get stumped up with that, because we have a lot of students inside here that join here and they go, "Man,
you're saying no breakfast."
Who's that song?
Yeah, let me see one on your phone.
Yeah, guys, listen. Most students is here that join, they go, "Man, I struggle over trading. Like I'm just so impulsive. Like I think that every move is the right move." You need to be able to master patience whenever it comes to trading, guys, because the market it doesn't always go up and down in a straight line. It'll just go sideways. So you need to have the patience to be able to sit here and to goof around, and then to goof around, and and then to exercise the patience. If you cannot listen to that dude rant for 30 minutes, your attention span is that cooked, then that's something that you need to work on. Want to see some same result without putting in the work. You're talking facts here. Yep. Thanks, just in time. Thanks. Amazing deals. All right, guys, listen. We've been at this class for 2 hours. Well, about an hour and 45 because I was a little bit behind because TikTok was blocking my internet. I apologize. Oh, I'm sorry. We should do the pre-market trading plan for tomorrow. Close with that. We're gonna do the pre-market trade. Guys, listen. A lot of these classes are gonna be psychological. Yes, there's gonna be some technical in there, but guys, the technical analysis is going to come on a daily basis, guys, because I trade from 9. I start trading. I start the live stream at 9:10 from Discord, and then I start the live stream at 9:40 in the morning from TikTok, 9:45 in the morning from TikTok, and then I'm live trading all day until 4. So the technicals come from that, and then the technicals come from you back testing, right? So I'd probably say about 75% of the classes are going to be psychological, and then me correcting issues that you have previously done that I know how they need to be addressed. Okay? So with that being said, let's see here. I'm so serious. It's psychological. It's psychological. Guys, listen. What's your Discord? If you click the link in my bio, NQ Insider, or you go to nqinsider.com, or you click the link inside my bio, it'll take you to the website, nqinsider.com, and then you click join now. The knowledge and community page is $11. Guys, listen, it is such psychological. Guys, you want to know why it's psychological? Guys, listen, it's psychological because of this. Look, I'm getting ready to give you an example. Guys, listen, if I scroll to the top of the chat right over here with Moose, he joined 1 month ago, literally 1 month ago. 1 month ago, look what he says. Guys, listen, he joined 1 month. Guys, this is 100% psychological. And this is why you need to show up to the classes. If it's not psychological, he would never say this. He would never say, I don't know how I was ever profitable before starting to learn and understand this shit. He read that knowledge page and he studied the time exercise Discord. This same realization that he is having is the same revelation that Top Stepper just had when I told him to read it. But this guy right here was just not lazy. And then look, guys, there's no way that he just starts making tens of thousands of dollars a day immediately. Guys, it's psychological. It's 100% psychological. Like not 100, guys. It's like 90% psychological. We will fix that for you inside here. And then look. And then you know the rest. You know the rest about him buying the truck with me. Look, 4 weeks of trading, this purchase was only 80% of my profits for the new students. For the new students inside Discord, I promise you, show up to the classes. It's free. I don't charge anything. And we will curve your psychology and help you become insanely profitable. Look, bro just riding through Atlanta was like, hey, bro, can we hang out? I didn't get the chance to hang out with him, but you still get the point. $50,000 in cash. He's 20 years old and he's a high school dropout. And he said he's a family outcast. He says, if my high school dropout with 20-year family outcast self can do it, anyone can. He says, also proofs in the pudding here. Sure, I put in the work. He read. He was willing to study, showed up to the classes. He don't got to show up now if you don't want to. And the community, the knowledge and community made this possible. This is not solicited. This is not fake. He's not AI. This is a high school dropout reading 3 pages of information and studying. In any event, what was I getting ready to talk about? Oh yeah, the pre-market trading plan. Let's sort of kind of get this done over here. I was getting distracted there. So let's lock in for the pre-market trading plan. Okay, pre-market trading plan. Let's lock in. Guys, they haven't done anything so far. The pre-market trading plan is still basically the same thing. We're gonna break down the pre-market trading plan right now, and I'm getting ready to tell you what they're getting ready to do. Literally, I swear I'm getting ready to tell you what they're gonna do. Nothing has changed from here. Right here. Alrighty, let's see. Market will be trapped between 122 SPX gap fill and 120 SPX gap fill. Has this been completed yet? No. The answer is no. I hear echo. Why is that? You hear an echo on TikTok? Is there an echo on TikTok? TikTok, you hear an echo? Rise and Shine, you hear an echo? Amazon deals, you hear an echo with my voice or no? Ashanti, you hear echo? No? Okay, good. Thank you for double checking. All right, thank you. Must have been him. Anyway, because that needed to be addressed. Thank you, Raz Ashanti. Thanks, girl. How you doing, girl? You doing okay? Ashanti says no. Okay. If we target the 122 SPX gap fill, NQ will slice through 25,446 sell side and start buttering through multiple imbalances because there's zero liquidity below that. Tomorrow's a game of chess. Modest expectations are needed. Trade like an algo. I have this on my desk. Okay, great. So we know that we're trapped over here between. Guys, look, I'm getting ready to send this pre-market trading plan to the rest of the Discord, to the people that didn't show up to the classes. First off and foremost, we didn't understand what. We're still trapped between these two zones here. So they're still trying to have this resolved, right? So with that being said, the market right now is down about a third of a percent. If we open up down a third of a percent, we're going to be right here. Right here, right now, if we open down a third of a percent, we're going to be right here. So with that being said, there's going to be another gap fill here. So there's going to be another gap here. So the market is even going to be more trapped. This is perfect. Whew, this is perfect. Why? Because we open up here, guess what? They now then have to come either here or here. Perfect. Woo, this is getting juicy. So now I know this. Now I know that this market is like one of the things that my father and I go over a lot of times. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, you know this. Guys, the baddest animal in the savannah, do you know what that animal is? Like pound for pound. Do you know what that animal is? Does anyone inside, guys, Discord probably knows, so, well, the new ones might not know. Do you know what the baddest animal is on the savannah? Pound for pound. Do you know? That nobody really likes to mess with? And like, in the African savannah, in the plains. Who?
Yeah, that I won't give it away.
Oh, you know. Okay. Does anybody inside Discord know? I want to see what Discord says. The new ones. The Sahara. Who? The baddest one, pound for pound. The baddest one, pound for pound. Does anybody know? TikTok, do y'all know? Does anybody know? Does anybody know? Who? Who takes it? Well, Dang might know. Dang's African, no bullshit. Who I think is the baddest pound for pound? The scorpion? Hell no. You just step on a scorpion and squash him. The lion? Nope. Nope. Guys, leopard? Hell no. Dang, I thought you were what are you talking about? Guys, I would probably say the baddest one pound for pound has to be a honey badger.
A hyena?
Brian said it. Brian Good just said it. A honey badger. Pound for pound does not give a damn. Like pound for pound, nothing is going to stop him. Guys, I saw a honey badger take on 4 full-blown adult male lions, and they were scared of him. They don't care. I saw a honey badger. Look it up. Type in hyena. Nah, nope. Because I seen a hyena lose to a single lion. I saw a honey badger take on 4 adult male lions in a pride, and he was chasing them around. They don't give a damn. Guys, listen. Honey badgers are so dangerous that other animals try to mimic them. Guys, has anyone ever seen what a cheetah cub looks like whenever it's first born? Has anyone ever seen what a cheetah cub looks like? They look like honey badgers. Oh yeah, this is it right here. This is it right here. Look. Look at him. Guys, I saw a honey. Look. Look. The lion's like, yo, that's crazy. What is he on? They don't give a damn. And look, he's about the same size as his leg. Can you imagine if he was the size of a lion? Pound for pound, they don't give a damn. Well, bro, what are we talking about right now? You know what? What are we talking about right now? Oh my God, I got distracted.
We talk about the market being trapped in 2
Oh,
areas,
yeah. Okay.
Direction of where they're going, either going up or they're going down.
Okay, thank God. Okay, thank God. Fuck. I went on that rant. Excuse me. I have amnesia? Jesus Christ. There goes my ADD.
Ain't good.
Thank God, RJ. Thank God. Look, guys, listen. Long story short, honey badger here is trapped. Great. Okay, great. This is perfect. So this market's going to be trapped here between here and here, essentially. So now So now, guys, this is what we need to be doing. We need to be thinking, okay, prove it to me. So if we start shooting up into here and we get like a slight little pullback, then like you need to be looking for something in order for us to target the drawn liquidity. If we open up below this low and we sweep this on a pullback up into the zone, you need to potentially be looking at shorts to then target a lower drawn liquidity. Or if they are so close to this on open, once we sweep this and then potentially eclipse this low and start coming down over here into the zone, you need to be looking at, hey man, you know what? Like, hey man, you know what? Like if I'm trading NQ, like where does that align at on NQ? Like in order for me to start targeting like a higher drawn liquidity. So you need to exercise patience, like as far as that's concerned, right? So that would be, that would just be like the first thing I'm looking at. Yeah, so your ADD is showing, man, that was crazy. I went on a rant for like 5 minutes about a honey badger. Whew, man, I'm bad. Sheesh, you need to stop me. In any event, this is what we need to be doing. So we need to just, yeah, man. Look, we need to be looking at, yeah. So yeah, that's that as far as, so look, first and foremost, I'm not gonna do nothing until one of these two over here is resolved. But that's just me. Now, we're still trapped in like the grand scheme of things. We're on like this daily time distortion thing. So like I'm unsure like as far as that's concerned. Secondly, there's no real news drivers tomorrow, so expect random time distortion. Random time distortion. Tomorrow, we need to be targeting internals. So like once they do something like this, and like they sweep this, and like they do something like this, like, like maybe give you like a first percent and like they pull back, then like you need to be potentially trying to long this and then target some internals up here above head. If that makes sense. Or if you're in lighter size and like we do this and like we tease this like this, and then we bounce, we come up into the zone, because we are still an intraday sell side delivery program, you need to then be looking for shorts to then target the lower draw liquidity so that you can then catch the wave down. It's literally just that simple. Tomorrow speaking, like if we're dumping into 1150 and we sweep this at like 1150, you need to be looking for longs. Like a first presented to then target, a higher drawn liquidity. So like tomorrow needs to be taken piece by piece because we're still goofing off over here in no man's land. The market has done absolutely nothing. The market has done absolutely nothing literally since the 22nd in like 2 or 3 days. Since Thursday and Friday, we did nothing. Shit, damn near since like last week, we did nothing ever since we shot up over into the zone. Since Wednesday of last week at 3 o'clock, we've done nothing but goof around. So we're just going sideways. So something has to be resolved, either down or up. So either they do this and they sweep this and they start goofing around over here and then they potentially start targeting this low, which the market structure supports it, or we gap down, immediately shoot up, and then we target this high over here for this gap fill. And then if we do that, we will then be an intraday. Buy-side delivery program. So you need to identify the market structure we're in, and then start looking for trades that align with that specific market structure, depending upon how you like to organize your trades. Specific targets, I really can't necessarily give out right now, like as far as clear draws and liquidity. One, because this is the first day to where the entire dynamics of the market shifted. So I told everyone inside Discord over here, this right here is why you need to be paying attention to this. So as it stands right now, this is what I said. I said, we should not be concerning ourselves with what ICE is doing. It's meant to enrage you and distract you from betting yourself. Only when it affects the market should you be on alert. I'm on alert. As it approaches the 31st, expect random market volatility. You need to watch Monday's open. First day, which Monday's open as in like since 6 o'clock today. This is the first day to price this in. Friday's trading session, which is the last day to price it in, with this new information that is yet to be priced in. The government shutdown is now imminent. This right here is exactly why the market gapped down like that. So I alerted you to that earlier today. So like if you blew your account and you put a limit order in, a limit short order, then you're like, what the hell is going on? Why the hell am I getting boofed on? Maybe because you didn't read this here. At the very least, we'll stop the bleeding once you're inside here. So with that being said, that's exactly why the market gapped down God knows how much right here. Look at this. That's why the market gapped down 1.5% in 60 seconds. Excuse me, right here. That's why the market decided to do this. So with that being said, this market's trying to figure out what it's trying to do. If the market doesn't know what it's trying to do, maybe we should watch and then be on the safe side. That's what I would do. Anyway, I'm getting ready to sum up this alert, guys. I'm at this class now for 2 hours and I've been running my mouth. So I could do this all day, but it's starting to get late, and we still got to trade live from 9:10 in the morning until 4 o'clock tomorrow p.m. So I'm gonna cut this right here. I'm gonna cut this. I'm gonna show this. Yeah, I'm still post to class, but most of it's gonna be cut off. In any event, guys, listen. The most important thing, like how I always say at the end of every live stream, win, lose, or draw. I know life is hard. I know it's hard, and guys, I know that we're all going through our own struggles. I get that, and we may get caught up in our own everyday lives. So, guys, a lot of times we just need somebody to believe in us. We do. I promise you. Guys, listen. I am going to be that person that believes in you, and I will be inside your corner. Guys, listen. Look what happened to Moops, guys, and now he's making $60,000 a month. Guys, look what I told him. Hold on. Where did I tell? Guys, look. From the beginning, I told Moops this, and I'm going to tell you the same story, and I mean this. Look. I say this after every live stream. What do I always say? I say, Phantom knows, I say, I believe in you. I know life is hard. I said, I believe in you. This is just the beginning. He didn't know what was going to come from this. And now look, $60,000, $60,000 a month. Look, you can see it. Guys, listen, I believe in you. And I know life's hard. And sometimes you may not hear this from the people that you're the closest to. And so I mean this when I say this. I love you. And I know for a fact that you can do this. I promise you can accomplish this. So I believe in you. I love you. We'll see you tomorrow at 9, 10 a.m. in the morning inside Discord to go over the pre-market trading plan that I'm getting ready to send out over here. Alrighty? And that, guys, that's never going to change, no matter who you are. As long as you're here, I'm going to be here with you. And I'm never going to charge you anything more. Nothing more than $29 that it costs to be inside it. Nothing more. Nothing more than that. I want you to be able to help others. We need to give back to others so that we can in turn change the world. But we can't change the world if we can't change ourselves and if we can't improve ourselves. It's one of the lessons I tried to give that 18-year-old that came over, 19-year-old that came over to my house this one day, and he was so enlightened. He wanted to change the world, and he wanted to be like MLK, or change the world, make a positive impact. And I said, bro, you got to change your life first so that you can in turn help others. Alrighty? So in any event, let me stop my rant. We'll be live tomorrow. I believe.